Hey guys, let me know if you can hear me this time. Can you guys hear me? Music. Guys, leave it to me to have technical difficulties in the beginning of the week. Oh man. Hey, thank y'all for having back on. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for being patient. Thank y'all so much. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good sign, Bruce. That's a great sign. That's a great sign. All right, cool. All right, cool. All right. Let me see who's tapped in. All right, what's up, Bruce? How you doing, Rebel? Good to see you. Good to see you. We're good, Teflon. Hey, I think it's your first time here. What's good? Good to see you. What's up, man? Glad you hopped on. Good to see you. Miss Regina Green, sis, what's going on? Glad you're here. Like I said, thanks for hopping back on, being patient. I appreciate you guys. Let me know how you guys doing today. Happy Monday. That was the start of the week. All right, cool. Appreciate it, Bruce. Appreciate it. All right, like I was trying to say before, I know you guys couldn't hear me, but like I said, happy Monday. Hopefully you guys are off work by now, at home, getting rested up, with your feet up, got some food, got something to drink, you know what I'm saying, just chilling. Hope you guys are doing okay. That's great to hear, Rev. Hey, my day off is on Wednesdays, so that's good to hear. I like the mid-weekdays off, make you feel like you have 2 weekends. Yes, very hot, Regina, yes. 108, where are you at? I'm here in VA. It was about 93, 94, but I can't imagine 108. That's wild. That's wild right there. That's crazy. I can't imagine. Not me. I'll be inside all day. Even, man, I can't imagine working in that. Brad's at 106 out there. Man, I hope y'all staying hydrated because that ain't nothing to play with. Yep, North Texas, that makes sense. Right, Teflon, right. I heard that. I'm thinking the same thing. I said, no wonder they go to Cali. Hey, they had that. It's funny before you started. They had the weather map up there, y'all, and they show everything on the map. And then of course at LA they showed 75, and I was like, yeah, now I see why these boys be going to Cali. There ain't no jump over 100-degree weather. You can't practice in that. That's crazy. Oh, Bruce, you say he's still at work? Oh man. He's always said, I'm still on the clock. And the good news is that I got my vacation schedule. Hey, I heard that. Hey, that's what I'm counting down to. And I got 2 weeks left. I'm definitely doing the countdown. I heard that. Yeah, you guys, I just want to hop on. I know we got that just a little bit of news today, so I figured I kind of just chime in just a little bit early. I had a good day, like I said, so I was able to kind of, get in here a little bit early, and just give my little bit of thoughts on. Of course, we heard about Tony Pollard, not going to end up playing on his franchise tag, at $10 million this year. Unfortunately, in my opinion, I kind of was especially when they first kind of came up with the news saying that Tony was open to signing a long-term deal. So I kind of thought that was, kind of foreshadowing, them kind of getting closer to an extended deal. But unfortunately, as we see that the deadline was today, 4 p.m. and it did pass, not just for Tony, as you guys saw in the thumbnail, but also for, Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs, we saw for them, they couldn't agree with their teams either, as far as a long-term deal. So, so actually, when I saw all three stories kind of, line up kind of back to back, I just kind of wanted to just kind of get my thoughts a little bit. Yeah, so we know, like I said, we know about, hey, what's going on, Thomas Garrett? Hey, good to see you. Glad you jumped in. Thank you for you guys' time. Make sure you guys hit the like on the way in. Make sure you guys share. Let everybody know I'm live. Let them hop on real quick. It's not gonna be too long tonight. Just a little bit of news. We get, just before, we all count down the training camp. It's just next week, the start of it. So, and hopefully as we get closer, we get more and more, this news coming in. Hey, Miss Nisi, good to see you. Good evening, good evening. Glad you joined us. Just getting started. Yep, you sure did. Yep. Yep, you right on time, pretty much. Yep. Just doing introductions, Yeah, like I was saying, yeah, we all, of course, throughout, Cowboys Nation and pretty much throughout the whole NFL, everyone's counting down. Training camp is coming up, pretty much for, all 32 teams. So, of course, for Cowboys Nation, we all looking forward to, of course, all the rookies that are coming in. And, of course, we're looking at guys who are, also looking to make second-year jumps, possibly even third-year jumps. And kind of like I mentioned in, some of my lives before, Osa, he's on his fourth year, but we also have guys, even vets, coming on D-Law, we saw, a clip today of Dak, having his weapons out there, as Henny said, out there in Atlanta, turning up, getting that chemistry going, and not even really getting it going, just really just continuing on it, what I mean? Like, just the way these kind of boys just kind of just gelling together, they're not even, because, we are kind of thinking about, because, we're looking forward, so excited for the season. We're thinking about guys we may keep on, guys we may lose, but I just love that these, all these guys are getting together, no matter the outcome, of training camp, what we're going to see. We see these guys just kind of building these bonds and building these friendships, and just, that's going to, matter so much, not just in the locker room, but also on the field once they actually start, even, the new offense, we're talking about putting this new offense together and putting it into action. This chemistry, I believe, is just going to be a really, really good solid foundation for these boys coming out this year. Hey, what's good, Sugar Daddy Williams? What's up? What's up? Glad you came in. Glad you joined us. Yep, just in time. Yeah, Rev. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, like I said, as you guys saw the thumbnail, it's not just Tony in this situation. It's also Saquon and also Josh Jacobs from the Raiders. Like, it's crazy, and it's just like we kind of talked about it before. Live before, and really across Cowboy Nation, just in general, just just the way this running back market is going, it's just wild. So it's not. We saw Zeke kind of part ways for now. I'm saying he tested the market. He's not. As we can assume, he's not getting his asking price, and we see these guys. They ended up getting tagged early. In the offseason, so they kind of got capped off early. They never really got a chance to see what they were worth. We see Sanders go to Carolina. He had the take 6. We see Williams go from the Lions. So we see a lot of movement, but we also just see that just kind of the deterioration of the running back market. As we used to know. We, as I mentioned, Zeke. We he left, but we do know he got his second contract. But we know he had to hold out to get that. So the saying that Tony and his side was kind of cool with it was a raise, as far as from what his rookie contract was, but it's still like, like as I spoke, for Tony and these other running backs, they're kind of being faced with, a stone wall with these, these owners and, possibly GMs where they're not willing, to pay these guys. Hey, Tavis, what's up? Hey, just in time. Yeah, we just get started. Now you jumped on with us. You're talking about this, this news today, of course, with Tony along with other running backs, couldn't reach deals with their, with the organizations, for long-term deals. So we're gonna see just what kind of effect, could almost, just, kind of shift this a little bit towards Saquon, where we may, possibly see an effect right away. Was, kind of a thing he mentioned saying he may not play week 1, and maybe, going forward, if there really isn't, a solid deal in place. And it's like, of course, we played Giants week 1. It's kind of like, wow, that's something we got to keep, keep some side eyes too. I'm saying? Those emojis, those side eyes, like I even saw on Twitter, like, wow, like he was like, okay, it is what it is. We all saw that tweet and it was like, wow, okay. So we're going to see how these other guys, kind of react, and we also have these free agent running backs who kind of like hanging in limbo. So it's crazy to have like this crazy, still talented, group of running backs that are just being kind of shifted, kind of going through a shift right now with the league. Like they're kind of being looked at like they're, not worth as what they put into this league. Some of these guys, Zeke, I'm saying Hunt, Dalvin Cook, we know these guys have put years in, and to kind of be honest, I'm sure there were some years where, with Saquon, I'm not going to say Dalvin carried the Vikings at times, but we know he had a lot of explosive plays. We even saw, even last year where he had, big plays for touchdowns. So it's like, at some point in time, these guys had to step up for his organization, and then now it's coming down to the point where they're looking to be paid, what they see as their worth, and it's like they're kind of giving them, they're kind of giving them like a second, third thought, Yeah, you're right, Rev. Like, yeah, franchise tag sounds like a good deal all of a sudden. Yeah, that $10 million, and that's crazy. That's wild. Like they have to look for that now. You know what I mean? It's wild. Thomas says, yeah, I saw that earlier. Yeah, was he mad, Rev? Yeah, because I didn't, get to see his reaction yet. But it's, it's kind of just like why? Because I know I'm not gonna say like I said, I know it wasn't his whole tenure there. I know he's been, hurt, quite a ways. But it's just like, Saquon did have something to do, even like I said, up just until last year, something to do with, you guys getting to the playoffs. Even from week 1, we saw when they played Tennessee, he got that, that game-winning touchdown. It's like, he kind of kept that same kind of grit, that same kind of attitude throughout the whole season. It's like, this is how you do the guy, who, came back from when when he still came in last year with questions. So, he fought through all that, and then for him to, kind of hit this big wall right now, I'm sure for him and the running backs across the league who are going through the situation, we see Aaron Jones having to take less, so it's, you kind of have to, kind of, with these running backs, you have to kind of, pick, pick your poison, like, should you take less? Should you wait to see what happens? Like we see training camp is 2 weeks away. How long are you going to wait? You get to stay in shape and game form, but how are you going to stay in game form if you're not playing? So it's wild what these, some of these guys may have to go through in this upcoming season. Hey, what's good, Double R? Glad you joined us. What's up? Yeah, Thomas. Yeah, that tweet didn't sound good at all. You know what I mean? It's wild. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and yeah, I mean, we saw a situation with Pacheco last year, and for whatever reason, they're using that kind of one-time example. I'm not gonna say one time. I'm sure the other rookie running backs who, have great rookie seasons, but that's not always going to be the case. And then you do have to think about, injuries, and that's for any player. But you know what I'm saying, that might not have been the case for Pacheco if something had, happened to him. But that just happened, to happen the way it went. But it's like you can't use that as a kind of like a blanket statement for the whole league. Yeah, I agree, Sugar Daddy. The injury made it a good deal. It was definitely, yeah, I guess good and bad timing. It's like, like you say, because you never know what to expect out of a player following an injury. So you hate to, not saying you hate to play that waiting game, but I mean, like, we have to see what's Tony coming up this year, or after his injury. So it's just kind of sometimes the way it happens. Yeah, you saw that too. See, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm late seeing you coming. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah, and I noticed that last year, like even when they made him play those preseason games, it was like I was, because I was even like, wow, like isn't he the starting back? I expected to see him out there, but not all 3 games. And even when he came out beasting, what I'm saying, like, I'm like, okay, they're gonna pay him this, that, and the third, but it's like to make him work that hard for it. You know what I mean? And even still now, to not come out, with a deal when he showed you pretty much last year. That last year, in my opinion, was kind of his prove it year. For him to still kind of hit a wall, it's really wild, especially for Jacobs. I kind of understand, like, it's because Pollard's injury happened at the end, and the other running backs are going through other situations. Barkley, he, this past year he didn't, thank goodness for him, he didn't really have a major injury, but the years before, so you just never, like I said, you never know what's going to happen. But and Jacobs got lucky; he didn't, really have any major injuries. Knock on wood. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, what more does he have? What more does Jacobs himself have to prove? I mean, he had the numbers. He broke. I think he was the number 1 rusher in the league last year. So it's just like, what more proof do the Raiders need? Yes, exactly, Teflon. You know what I'm saying? Running behind that line. You know what I'm saying? And really and having those gritty runs. And we saw how many times like he was able to break free on some teams, and even able to break free on us. But it's like most of the time he had no help. What do you expect this man to do and to still succeed? I believe there was a time last year he led in yards from scrimmage. You know what I'm saying, for a good amount of time of the year last year. So it's like, I wonder what they expecting these running backs to prove when there's definitely been years in situations where they proved themselves. Like I said, just up until last year, Dalvin Cook, he was still having major explosive plays. We do know him to get nicked up here and there, but what I'm saying, same with Kareem Hunt. But that's kind of what I alluded to on my live before. Like, Kareem Hunt was kind of in that tandem running back system, but he was he was used to it. And yeah, he had times where he was injured, but he still had plays here and there. But granted, the last few years, it wasn't of course, like when he was first coming out, kind of like an actual powerful 2-back tandem with Chubb over in Cleveland. But granted, I mean, sometimes maybe that's what his body got used to. Maybe he got used to taking not that many hits because he was sharing the load. Yeah, Fresh King, what's up? How you doing? He really did. Yeah, Pacheco really changed the game for the running back market. He really did. Just turning up the way he did, and especially in the postseason, you know what I mean? I think that's what really set it off. His numbers in the postseason. I think that's really what really kind of pushed it over for him. Yeah, Fresh King. Yeah, not everyone. We know that not everyone is Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes you need that. You know what I'm saying? That weapon. You know what I mean? Like, how they say it. Like, Patrick Mahomes is I guess he would be the gun, and Pacheco would be the bullet. Like, sometimes you can't do anything. One can't do anything without the other. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. He's definitely, and at the age that, in that interview, me and Khan was talking about, so around that age, 26 or 27, where that's where when their career kind of tapers off. You don't have time to sit out and wait exactly, and essentially waste a year, because that's time you could be getting on another team. Double, are you still talking about my hats, bro? That is a good idea, though. Raffle one of these hats, that'd be a good idea. Maybe I could think of something like during the season, or it's a little bit close to camp to try to do something, but maybe like right after camp, or maybe like right after I get back. I don't really have too many big plans for the month of August, so maybe I can try to put something together. It's a good idea. Yeah, exactly, Fresh King. He wants to be paid for what he's done, and I agree. I don't disagree with him because like I said, like who else? Jones. Like I said, Daniel Jones kind of kind of got his legs going a little bit, but really, like they say, who did what I'm saying? They got to the playoffs. Who like they always kind of say on their side, who's the number one receiver? Like they put a lot on Saquon's shoulders last year. I agree, Double R. Yep, pay him and be done with it. Yeah, that is kind of unfair, and that's really unfair for any running back because I mean we know just how much how much their body takes a toll. How much they have to run. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like I said, in some situations, I mean, we saw Zeke for many years before they even and when Pollard was here, and we saw that Kellen didn't even really utilize him, so Zeke was still made to carry the team in those situations where he didn't even really have to. So it just we saw that, and like I said, we see the toll it took on his body and the injuries. Even though he played through them, injury and injury. Dang, that is so true. He said they treat running backs like kickers. Like stop, and like for real, like I mean I don't know what kickers contracts be looking like, but like I know there's not over 10. You know what I mean? So it's like it's crazy. Yeah, that's true, Fresh King. Yeah, they're pretty much reduced to free agency, waiting for a job. So shifted, yeah, and that's the same thing, and that's great. That's kind of what I mentioned a little bit earlier. Like I think they're going through like a major shift right now. I think the way they're looking at this position, not saying it's going to go by the wayside, but it's kind of like what are the running backs? That's my question. What are the running backs in college thinking? Like by the time they get next up, you know what I mean? What's their contract going to look like? You know what I'm saying? Because really, like for a position in NFL, can you really get like lower than 6 million? Like especially for what you're already doing, and you're not even and even in college, that's been the thing. Like they're not getting compensated for. So imagine getting to the NFL and that even just being a question of not being compensated as a running back. That's wild. That's wild. Because I said there's no such thing as a healthy cowbell anymore. Since Travis Henry even gets hurt. I think you mean Derrick Henry? If you do, like, yeah, because we saw his body taking a toll. You know what I'm saying, last year, and that he couldn't get and we still saw big bursts every now and then, but not like not like we used to. You know what I mean? Like we saw that we know Tennessee didn't have the greatest line either because we saw their quarterback struggle as well. But it's just like and that's a whole thing too. Like making sure that O line is solid for the running back. You know what I mean? Like that because having that's extra work that the running back has to do. And we saw that, with Zeke when our O line wasn't straight, having to push through those bodies, through those tackles. And we see, even sometimes Pollard, can barely make it through the line because if our O line isn't solid. So that can take a toll on anyone's body. Yeah, I agree, Thomas. Yeah, I'm definitely grateful that for now Tony is okay. Tony Pollard is okay for playing with us, for this 1 year, and we'll see, what his market looks like for next year. So that is one thing I am grateful for because we already, that's one thing that kind of turns this thing kind of upside down. Is like we already have questions in our running back room. So yeah, I am definitely thankful to have our running back one set. But it does kind of make me as we all know that if this is his last year, if it is going to be, we have to, think about looking for another running back next year in the draft, and we already have one that we just drafted. So potentially having, it's great to have fresh leg. I'm all for it, but it's just kind of just that, that number one consistency and just, reliability. Rev says, do you think Zeke will take 6 to 8 million to come back if we really need him? And our running backs we have on the roster ain't doing enough. Yeah, what do you guys think? I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, if we owed Zeke 5, and Sanders took 6, like, I don't understand why we couldn't just pay him 6 or even 7. Or like, and that just kind of made me think, like, well, what was Zeke asking for? If he sees the market is capped at 10, essentially, and we owe you 5, maybe he asked for 7, and if we weren't willing to budge on 7, us having 20 million in cap already before we even do anything, that's wild. You know what I'm saying? But so I mean, we don't know the circumstances 100%, of course, but it's just it's wild how that happened. How Zeke just kind of like got out of there, and they gave his number away, and it's just like okay, I guess that's the way it's gonna happen for now. Yep. Great examples: Fresh King, Todd Gurley, Zeke got those huge deals. Yep, Le'Veon Bell. And we remember he sat out. They stopped wanting to give big long-term contracts to running backs. 2 of them out the league already. Yep. Yeah, I was shocked to not see Gurley come back. I'm not saying he was. We saw that he got the injury bug kind of down the line, but not to where he shouldn't have been playing. But, yep, and Zeke is looking for somewhere to sign. Yeah, and we see other free agents. Like I mentioned earlier, Hunt, Dalvin Cook, Leonard Fournette. All these guys are free agents right now, and I'm sure they didn't. I'm sure they don't expect to be free agents for long. But are they going to be looking to wait till week 8? Are they going to be looking to come in late, like as we brought on T.Y. Hilton late last year? Are they going to be looking for late spots in the year? These are a lot of questions that they're going to be brought up. See, Rev says, not going to lie, I can see us either tagging Diggs if we don't get a deal done with him, or Pollard again next year. I don't know. I mean, that just make it interesting. Now we have all these guys to sign. It's like another guy we have to add to the list. You know what I mean? Like, we still have Steele to work a deal with. Now we done added Pollard to the list again for next year. Diggs on top of Lamb, Dak, Parsons. Just the list goes on, you guys. Sugar Daddy says, if Pollard isn't doing enough, nothing else will matter, even with Zeke. I mean, I don't know, Sugar Daddy. I mean, I agree with you, like, to a certain extent, but I mean, Zeke just, if he stays, in the shape, of course, like I said, it depends on when we bring him in, if and when we bring him in. But I mean, Zeke does still have qualities that Pollard doesn't have. When we saw that even last year, just going up against certain defenses like Washington's defense, it was hard for Pollard to break through. Tavis says Saquon wants Zeke money, but was never as healthy as him. Yeah, that's true. But I think in that organization, I think that there was times where Saquon was kind of that Zeke. He did do a lot for them. Dwayne Brown, what's up? Glad you joined us. Glad you joined in. Good to see you. Yeah, that's true too. If Malik Davis is able to shine through this year, because we saw some flashes last year. If he's able to shine through, that could be good for him. But also what his contract end up looking like. But it's I'm sure that will play a hand in whether or not Pollard will re-sign with us. But I ain't gonna lie, I do want Pollard to return to us. That's what I was kind of hoping you would return to us. Be open. Hopefully, that's something. Hopefully, maybe they'll be able to talk again in the offseason next year. What I'm saying? Maybe just got a little bit too close down to the deadline, and they didn't talk enough about it. Maybe, but hopefully, we'll be able to keep Tony, because, like I said, I think just him being so explosive, really changes the game for us. Yeah, Teflon, I agree. Yeah, Ronald Jones definitely, for me, has a lot of question marks, around him. So he's definitely one of my guys that I have to see, what he's, first of all, what he's capable of, what he's going to bring, and if anything special, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want it just to be another body in there. Like I want it to be, I won't say game changing, but I want to, bring something pliable that that will change the offense for us. At least at least being behind TP or even Malik, for that matter. Okay, Rev. Okay, I think I heard HTM and Landlord talking about that. We're getting close to getting a deal done with Aaron Steele. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Because definitely having this lineup, definitely having this O line, kind of for the long term. I would love that. You know what I'm saying? Because definitely him being healthy and him coming back strong, like we could definitely get back to that wall that we had before. Hey, Jameson Taylor, what's up? What's up? Glad you jumped in with us. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Austin Eckler, shoot. Yeah, I saw his. I mean, I don't know what they offered him recently, but I didn't even know his rookie. I guess essentially rookie. Well, he was undrafted, so but yeah, I know his contract that he had wasn't hate to say peanuts, but so I know he's looking for a trade, but I'm just wondering what money he's looking for, because I was even saying before Kellen even went over there, or when he did go over there, like, hey, he was looking to get a trade out of there, and I was wondering what he was looking for, because if he's not looking for a lot, I wouldn't mind Eckler, back in, I don't know if he would take running back 2 position, I doubt it, but I think that would be nice. Yeah, Dwayne says, yeah, TP number 1, then Malik. I'm sorry you don't feel good, Jameson. I hope you feel better, man. I hope you get some rest. Another week just starting off. Yeah, definitely get some rest, drink some water. Definitely stay hydrated. It's hot out there. James said my Braves don't play tonight. Okay, but that means you can get some rest. That's good. Fresh King says incentive-based heavy contract, basically. You talking about for Steele? They lace his with incentives too. I'm surprised to hear that. I guess because he already got hurt. Hopefully not. But I mean, that's how they did Tyron. But I mean, granted, he's late in his career. Steele is still kind of just getting started. So. And that's right. Double R says it won't be long before the Cowboys is playing. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, well, good luck to the Braves tomorrow. Good luck to them tomorrow night, Jameson. Yep, I agree, Thomas. As soon as he heard that he wanted out, I'm sure he knew before we knew, because he was already looking, to really get out of Charger land. I mean, I saw towards it before the end of the season. He's already, because he wasn't. Just like Kellen knew he was already going over there. I'm sure he already knew he was coming. Okay, so this is for Eckler. He has a base salary of $6 million, with $6 million signing and incentive up to $15 million. That's not bad. $6 million. I mean, I'm sure that's what I'm saying about what we could have paid Zeke. Maybe he wanted more than that. I understand, Zeke. Of course, Zeke and Eckler aren't the same. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering what Zeke asked for if he already owed him $5. So that's not bad. In fact, let me see just real quickly. I know we haven't touched much. I really don't know a lot about as far as what Josh Jacobs was asking for. If you guys know in the chat, definitely help me out. But what I'm gonna do is just real quick. Like this ain't gonna be a long show, so we're gonna get out of here soon. I'm just curious as to what he was asking for his contract. It doesn't say here what he's asking for, but this article, let's see, just to show you guys real quick, it does say that he did leave the league. It does say here that he did lead the league last year, 1,653 yards rushing. Although the Raiders, of course their record wasn't, that great, but even going through that, he still shined through. Oh, Dope Meister, what's up? What's up? How you doing, fam? Glad you jumped in, man. Good to see you. No, you never late, man. You never late, man. Total was added from the original deal and drafted in 2024. The total amount was a $24 million deal. And is that for Eckler, you mean, Frushkin? Yeah, you right about that? Yeah, it's right around the corner, Dwayne. Yeah, I'm already counting down. All right, good night, Jameson. Yep, July 26th, yep. Yep, that's the first day of actual camp. And then I know they had welcome back players that weekend. And then, of course, first day of pass is that Monday. So, I think camp is just going to be crazy. Especially, I know a lot of fans are probably excited about it. So I know it's probably going to be crowded out there. So I know it's going to be crazy. Nevalar says, what's the preseason record going to be? Let me see. Let me actually look at right quick when we played. I know we played the Seahawks. And who was it? The Raiders? And speaking of Josh Jacobs, right? Let me see. Yep, it looks like we played the Jags, Seahawks, and the Raiders. Yeah, so I don't know. But before I answer that, James says I have a phone call to answer tomorrow. Okay, well, yeah, hope you get some rest. They're gonna call that too. Hopefully you don't miss it. Yeah, I had a good day, Dope Meister. It was a pretty good Monday. I can't complain. Like I said, I'm doing pretty good. Hopped on kind of early. Let's kind of touch on this Pollard news. Fortunately, like I said, I wish we kind of signed him on for a longer deal. Honestly, because like I said, about a month ago, I said he was open to a longer extension. I was hoping that was kind of foreshadowing that they would sign him, but unfortunately it didn't. But we'll see. What happens next year. But for now, he's gonna play on the tag. Yeah, so Jags, Seahawks, and Raiders. Honestly, I would say, I would agree with Rev. I would say 2-1. I would say maybe the Jag, just depending, of course, who, of course, on our who plays on our squad and who plays on their squad. Yeah, I can see, maybe the Jags sneaking in again on us, or the Seahawks and Raiders. I can kind of see us. Even I can even see our second and third teams. Just the depth that we have. I'm just confident in our depth, and that's really what I'm looking forward to seeing. I definitely want to see the starters kind of get out there a little bit. Of course, we all want them to kind of get their legs going under their feet. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm sorry, word. You know what I'm saying? Their feet going under with their legs. But we kind of want to see them kind of get their game going. But I want to see what the depth looks like, because just when them cuts kind of come through. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see, of course, whether they, let the right people go and kept the right people, but also to see, who are going to be, these next men up, you know what I'm saying, for these years to come. But, we may even see them down the stretch towards, the end of the season. The seasons are getting longer, so we're going to need that depth later on in the season. We may even see these guys step up late in the season, maybe even postseason if we need them to. Yeah, I agree though, Master. Yeah, yeah. I think they're disrespecting, in like all them running backs' names, honestly, but definitely Pollard. And I wonder just what about maybe what he was satisfied with taking the tag, but or maybe didn't want to get too much in the talks. Maybe he, maybe he already has plans for the future, or maybe they just want to kind of set those aside while they kind of get the season going. But we're gonna see what they ultimately decide next year. Yeah, that's true, Dwayne. Yeah, he definitely doesn't have that mod on his body. That's a good thing for him. But also, TP was yeah, definitely. TP was given by Kellen Moore for them first years not playing. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like the good thing is like he doesn't have mileage, but just like you said, the Ballard, the bad thing is that we number one we couldn't see his full potential, and that's kind of how I feel, kind of about Zeke. I mean, we saw like I said, he did his thing while he's here, but of course we know that Kellen Moore didn't use the run game to his full potential. So just to kind of go off, kind of not knowing, going into the season what it would have looked like, with Zeke here, or if he was used properly. So and just kind of the same thing with TP. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna wonder, if he was ever used. Of course we know he wasn't used properly, but we're just gonna wonder, if he's only here for this 1 year, with McCarthy calling plays, maybe he has a standout year, maybe they somehow fight for him to come back, or maybe that'll help a situation going into next season. But just kind of another thing, we have to, well, years wasted, with an OC, who didn't do what he was supposed to do essentially. Yeah, I kind of see that too, Rev. That the backups, right? Yeah, for a roster spot. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And then because I don't even really see the Stars getting into the first preseason. Maybe I would see them getting into the second preseason game. Yeah. I'm not gonna say. Well, I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter to me. Because I guess it doesn't matter as far as me like importance, but like it matters to me, like you said, trying to see the guys who are trying to make the team, and just kind of see them, putting their grit out there, putting what they're worth out there, trying to make big plays and trying to stand on, what I'm saying. So it'll be good to see, like you said, be good to see those battles take place, not just in camp, but once they're actually in game mode, and they line up against guys on the other side. That's when we start to see some of the big plays actually in real time. So yeah, like I said, I don't think like I said, maybe the Jazz game, maybe also it being our first preseason game, maybe we just come off sluggish, or everyone maybe coming off sluggish the first week, or just because it's the Jags. Maybe they might get us again, but the Seahawks and Raiders, I can see us gearing up for them. So 2-1 for a preseason record. Rev says, how many spots on the practice squad? Is it still 10? Let me see. That's a good question. I don't see. Let me see. I don't see for this year, but I do see an article for 2022 that does. From Thomas says 10 to 12. Dwayne says 16. Yeah, those are usually the numbers I know. I know for game day, isn't it? I think it's like 48 spots. I mean, now they changed it for. I know they changed it for the quarterback spot, but is it still 48 for game day? And then 53, of course, for the final. So it's a good question. I can't find the answer just right now. I know, like I said, I seen an article that said for last year that said there were 19 spots on the practice squad. So I don't know if it changed much. If they changed the amount of practice squad spots. So I don't know. Oh, Thomas says I was wrong. It's 16. Okay, so it is 16. Okay. Thanks for letting me know because I had no idea. Taylor says Cowboy fans got mad on why Zeke sat out. This is why. Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, this is definitely more, you know what I'm saying, more drastic as far as now, because now you see a lot more players going through it. You know what I'm saying? As far as, not getting, I guess they're asking price and them being kind of shut out, from potential contracts. So like I said, we're just going to see just how many of these guys are let off of rosters going into training camp, with it being, for us a week away. And I'm sure for other organizations, about the same amount of time. Yeah, that was pretty much all I have for today, you guys. Just my quick thoughts, on, like I said, how they treat these running backs and just how I think, I hate to say unfair, but it's just, it's kind of wild. You just see this happening with this kind of this one position in particular. Just how these guys are kind of just getting the short end of the stick. Just because they see a rookie go off, in one pro season, it just really took a shift like very quickly. You know what I mean? So it just kind of just makes you wonder, just like I said, for the guys coming up in college, and even just for these guys in the NFL currently who are on contracts, who may be up this year or in the coming years, they may be looking to their futures like, am I going to take less? What's my money going to look like in the upcoming year? So, it's just hopefully, maybe they'll. I believe Regina Green mentioned earlier in the stream about maybe there being some kind of advocates, for these running backs. Maybe that'll happen. Hopefully, come in. Maybe this offseason coming up, maybe there'll be some kind of another shift or another change for them for the better. But we have to hope that, at least just for Cowboys Nation, we have to hope that for one, Tony stays healthy. Hopefully, he has a great year. You know what I mean? Hopefully, he's able to earn another contract. Hopefully, like I said, in my opinion, hopefully with us. And that way we won't have so many questions going into next year's draft as well. Did you guys have any questions before we get out of here? See, Thomas says practice squad players get Super Bowl rings too. Yeah, they do. Yeah, everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody in the roster gets a ring. That's what they were saying about. I don't know if he was practice squad at the time, but that's what they were saying about Ronald Jones. They were saying he was on the roster, but they were saying he didn't really play. Joe Macho says the league is purposely trying to sabotage the running back position. They could be. Just as drastic as the change has been, maybe they could be trying to pinpoint it. Yeah, they're definitely trying to save money. Double R, I've seen on another cast that people are mad at Jerry building training camp behind their house. Must be a Houston fan. Oh wow. Hey man. Well, we know how Jerry do. He set up camp anywhere you want. Hey, what's up, Benny? How you doing? Yeah, I finally did. Yeah, get back up. Yeah, look, I think I would just stick with my trusty StreamYard and just go with what I know. Because every time I try to switch something up or try something different, that's when things just kind of go left for me. I was trying to try out my new mic that I got, but for right now, this is gonna have to do. I have no problem, just doing my trusty StreamYard and just making sure I can a show out somehow, some way. But thanks for tapping back in. I appreciate you. Dwayne says that he believes that wide receiver might be next. Hey man, that's a possibility. Because these contracts are definitely going up. Like it's wild. Like we were talking about just with CD. They were saying maybe 25 to 30 million for him. And just like a little side note, we see the list. And so he's ranked number 11, but his contract is looking like this. So if these numbers are actually going by, and I know the list is just a preseason list. So I know they're not going to particularly go by that list. But I'm just saying that if these guys are using these numbers in these contract talks, what I'm saying? So imagine what an actual top 10 listed wide receiver might actual or top 5. You know what I mean? So maybe eventually that might, and even for these quarterbacks, we see. I'm surprised it didn't. That's really what I was saying. It was kind of an earlier video. It's kind of like an earlier video idea I had. I was kind of going to compare how Pacheco came in the league and kind of changed everyone's perspective on running back. But and I don't know. I know Purdy only came in for about 5-6 games, and he got hurt. And things happened, but Purdy came in and kind of turned the game up. He was Mr. Irrelevant, like literally in the same draft as Pacheco, and but there were no questions about the quarterbacks, contracts being lowered, or hey, can we just go get any quarterback, what I'm saying, in the draft, and this, that, and the third. So I'm saying, like, so it's kind of like I was just wondering why that wasn't taken, at the same token, what I mean. So I'm not gonna give maybe another reason why I think they may be trying to sabotage the running back position. But I just think it's because it could be a lot of factors, and we don't know that they're for certain. It's all like Law Nation said, shot to him. There's always the unknown, but it's just like we say, why this particular position? And and like I said, the question that I had, like, why didn't the quarterback take a similar hit? Because we saw Brock Purdy, essentially come in. But like I said, it's definitely for a short amount of time, and of course, those positions are two different positions, but it's just like, it's just crazy how drastic this running back market has taken such a hit in this past year alone. Yeah, I like that, Tavis. I ain't gonna lie, Hemrock. Hey, Henny, if I start calling you that, hey, just know that's where I got it from, because I like that. That's just fire. I like that. Says CD is gonna get the franchise if it's 25 to 30 mil. Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder who they're gonna put the tag on, because as we mentioned earlier, Diggs. I'm saying they haven't. Tony. That's what I'm saying, and maybe Tony's last year, because I don't see them tagging him twice in a row, because like I said, we have other players to worry about paying, and I don't think they're going to tag Parsons, because I don't think he'll play on it, but. So we just have, just like I said, you just added to the list. Like we just have a whole list of players. Now another one added potentially with Pollard, having to go into next season with questions about. Hey, appreciate that, Double R. Appreciate that. Hey, be safe, Double R. Hey, thanks for stopping by. And hope you enjoy your food. Yeah, Fresh King said they need to get ahead of signing CD. Yeah, and that's how I'm surprised they took his 5th year. But I mean, I'm also glad they did. That definitely shows their intention. But hopefully hopefully these guys have plans going on down the line, and like I said, we can make shifts either with extending Dak or you get 20 more million on top of the cap space. But we're already sitting on about 20 to 25 million now. So we're gonna see if they even they think about like you see training Kevin just next week. They still have that one roster spot to fill. So we're gonna see if they make any moves. Oh, before Justin Jefferson, yeah, and Jamar Chase, yeah, hell yeah, I definitely agree on that, Fresh King, yeah, because we know them boys is going to get paid, especially being on the numbers that they've done and the franchise, well, with Jamar Chase being on franchise, being part of the Bengals, yeah, he's going to be looking for some money. So we definitely got to get ahead of that, especially with CD and if we want to keep him. Yep, somebody will get that 5th year. Yep, we see CD got it. Yep, that's facts. Steven Johnson, I think you're new. Good to see you. I'm glad you hopped in. Good to see you. Because I hope we can keep Diggs. And I agree. I agree, fam. I hope, like I said, and Diggs has definitely progressed this past year. We see his discipline went up. I'm saying? It just, his self-maintenance, I'm saying? Just kind of, staying on top of this game. And now that he's going to have help on the other side of the field, it's just like, I think he's going to continue to progress, continue to work on his game while also getting, tips and, I'm saying? Just, not help, but what I mean? Just being next to Gilmore, I'm sure it's going to make you want to up your game, as it is. So I'm sure, he's okay. You said you joined last week. All right, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate you, fam. Yeah, so I think just the presence, and even just like it's on the other side, the presence of Cooks, we're gonna up the other wide receivers game, and we see them all together down in Atlanta. So like on the surface, and not just on the surface, but we see these boys working together, getting that chemistry together. But I'm sure like these boys are thinking in the back of their heads, like hey, these boys is coming for the same job that I'm going for. You know what I mean? So when it comes down to the battles, we're gonna see. I think it's just gonna be fire, y'all. It's gonna be fire for real. Yeah, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, you guys. Well, do you guys have any last minute questions before we get out of here? I think it's been a real good show, you guys. I'm glad you guys tapped in. Like I said, thank you for your time. I know I had some technical difficulties, kind of getting up the first time, but I'm glad they will, connect with you guys coming on kind of early. And I kind of like this time slot a little bit. I might have to try it again, another day this week. I'm saying if I get off work early in time and get some notes ready for you guys. But I think like I said, like I mentioned, hopefully, despite the tag, hopefully we have a great year coming up from Pollard, and hopefully he's able to show out, and hopefully be able to come back with us again next year. But hopefully by then we'll have some answers with this running back room. I know we got Davis, on his 2nd year here. Hopefully he'll be able to make a name for himself. Be able to stick it out, and maybe even next year be even on more solid leg. You know what I mean? And we see Dowd. I don't know about him. We know him, and I believe Rojo. I believe on have 1 year left, so we may not see them next year. So we're gonna see what these running backs can do. I just think that all this creates motive for these guys to just kind of go out there and do their thing on the field, and kind of grab for that job even more. Yeah, Tavis, I agree. Yeah, we can draft O-lineman and a running back, but we can't replace Diggs. Yeah. And just certain players, and even that's kind of say the same thing about CD. Like just certain players you can't replace. You know what I mean? Yeah, Steven. Yeah, I agree too. Like Lamb and Dak, and and Cooks and Gallup. Like I think they all about to go crazy. Like we could see some big numbers from these guys this year. Dope says if we lose Diggs, that would be a huge drop of the ball. Yeah, huge. Yeah. That would just talk about dropping the bag. Like it's crazy. Like that would just be a huge loss for these guys. You know what I mean? So I think they'll do the smart thing. Hopefully they'll be him and Lamb. Maybe there's also Parsons. It's just crazy. Like, hopefully they'll do. I think maybe they're kind of waiting. That's what I'm kind of thinking of, because we know that they can, extend Dak and make room for the rest of these players. Maybe they're going to see, just how he does this year. Of course we know that everyone says it's another proven year for Dak. So maybe they're waiting to see how he turns up. You know what I'm saying? And when he turns up, they're going to see that he can handle the offense and taking control. Like they say, getting into the vet years, that's when you start to learn, what I'm saying, what you need to do, and, without, like, as we're going to see this year, without the help of your coach, every year, every move, you know what I'm saying? So, we're going to see how that kind of takes control this year, and then if we extend them, that may be the green light to extend them, and then, hey, that'll be the green light to be able to snatch up all these guys, because I believe I heard Law Nation say, if we just extend Dak, and then we can snatch up everybody, pay everybody, everybody be happy. We just keep this team going for years, y'all. So, like I said, we'll see, how they, how things fare out, this year. But I'm really excited. Like I said, we getting closer and closer to training camp. About a couple of weeks out till I go out there. But we know it's next week, starting on the 26th. So, then we're gonna really have some news coming, guys. So, like I said, thanks for checking in with me, guys, and being here and spending your time. And before you guys get out of here, hit that like button, hit that share button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, just before you guys get out of here. And like I said, I hope you guys have a great night, get some rest for work tomorrow, and I'll check in with you guys later. Like I said, thanks for your time, and I'll get at y'all.